Are men the biggest threat to women, or are men the biggest protectors of women? These are—
Bro, I promise you are neither, okay? Nah, but what's going on, guys? Today we're talking about a person who I was gonna cover a while ago after he tried to epically own me on Twitter, which, by the way, like, we're talking about a guy who is, I think, 25 or 24. If you still care about ratioing people on Twitter past the age of, like, 20, and 20 is pushing it, right? Like, you need to grow up. Somebody was, like, talking crap about me on Twitter, and this guy, this plus-sized man decided to chime in for no reason, and he said, really puts the L in Leafy Clone. And I was like, bro, I don't know who you are. You're some grown man in your 20s, and you're just, like, getting off to, like, just shit-talking me on Twitter. I was like, bro, that's pathetic. So I responded to him with, dude, this is how you're spending your 20s? Remind me to kill myself if I end up this sad crying emoji. And the whole thing that made this interaction especially funny was because I was literally engaging with it right after I had gotten home from the gym. So it's like I'm being told that I put the L in Leafy Clone by two plus-size adults who lurk on Twitter and, like, I shit you not, make videos like, quote-unquote, fat-phobic comedy is the worst. No, bro, the worst is the way you live your life, my dude. Anyways, that's just some background about my little spat with this guy on Twitter before we talk about who he is, you know? So who is this guy? Who am I talking about? This guy's name is Noah Sampson, and I mean, just by looking at him, you can kind of infer the type of videos he makes. Incel street interviews. Worst incel pickup lines. Incel content is dangerous. Vampire incel? And then who could forget about the best video on this channel? Are straight people okay? Like, bro, you talk like a middle school girl. Like, all your YouTube titles sound like the posts on the Instagram stories of middle school girls. Like, you are not grown up. And I don't know if that's, like, actually how he is, or if that's just how he feels like he has to be in order to pander to his, like, mostly female audience. But in both scenarios, it's quite sad. But I don't even have to explain that to you. We're gonna watch some of his videos, and you'll see it for yourself. So yeah, we're gonna watch two videos of his. We're gonna watch Fatphobic Comedy is the Worst, and then we're gonna watch Incel Street Interviews. And yeah, let's just waste no time. Incel Street Interviews. And he's flossing right off the bat. What did I say, bro? Not grown up. You see, like, he's 24, he wants to behave like a middle schooler who cares about ratioing and stuff, bro. Like, before I even watched this video, I could tell his mentality.
Check out my cat. Check out my cat. Check out my cat.
What are you, like, what is this? He's talking like a baby. Check out my cat, check out my cat. Like, bro.
Today, we're gonna be looking at a YouTube channel called It's Complicated Channel. The It's Complicated Channel. By
the way, I just want you guys to know, I've reacted to some of their videos before, and I think it was in my video, Don't End Up Like These Women, where I reacted to one of their videos, and you guys seem to like it. Like, it's not a very incel thing to react to. I don't understand that, but I'm sure Noah Sampson's gonna break it down for us, so let's see what he has to say.
It's one interviewer, the same one in each video, and he goes to the Las Vegas Strip at night and asks random people various questions about things like dating, relationships, sex, and gender. At the time of recording, they have about 180,000 YouTube subscribers and fairly consistently break 100,000 views on their videos. Other much larger YouTube channels, often Manosphere or Red Pill adjacent.
Bro, oh, come on now. Like, I react to some of them. Is he gonna throw up one of my videos? I doubt it, but yeah, 2 Sneeko videos. Let me know what you guys think about Sneeko in the comments. I'm curious. I think he's entertaining. I think he's a little unhinged, though.
Have begun doing reaction videos to their content, and those are getting a lot of views. The late, not so great Kevin Samuels.
What? Bro, this guy died last year, and you're, like, shitting on him? Okay?
Was a huge fan of this channel.
Shout out to the It's Complicated channel. Got some great content over there. When does it become harassment? That's why I love the shout out to the It's Complicated channel. I love a lot of the questions that men ask.
However,
hold on. Like, are we just gonna skip over that, bro? This guy died of a heart attack, and you're, like, shitting on his takes post-mortem? What? That's so, like, low. Like, by the way, this is a guy who's gonna complain about fatphobic comedy being hurtful, but at the same time has no issue just shitting on a guy who died of a heart attack, like, a year ago. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, everybody who thinks this guy has such a good moral compass because he's gonna call fatphobic comedy hurtful and violent or whatever, he's just gonna go and do this and nobody bats an eye? Okay.
As you may have guessed based on the title of my video, or as you hopefully will start to pick up on as we watch, this channel differs from regular street interview channels because this channel has a little bit of an agenda.
If women are smarter than men, why do they keep believing men's lies and opening their legs? Why do you think women can't just ignore catcalling instead of just hating on all men? Why do so many women think they have the golden pussy when every woman has one? So
yeah, bro, add the huh sound 5 more times, bro. It's really helping me to enjoy your video.
do you think that guys want to submit to a woman? or do women want to submit to a alpha male? Just because women feel,
Just so you know, by the way, guys, just for some more context, this guy used to be Noel Miller's editor, or maybe he still is currently, but like this is the sort of editing we're getting from this guy.
afraid all the time, does that mean they really have a right to be afraid all the time?
If we look at the reception of this content, we can see that this agenda is being onboarded by the audience.
What agenda, bro? Like, they're literally going up to people asking questions and getting honest responses.
Content designed to portray and foster negative attitudes towards women.
No, not all. Oh my god, bro. Like, that's such a little slimy rat, like, tactic that he does. Yeah, dude, these videos exist to make people hate women. No, they don't, bro. It's just to, like, interview people and show people the result of it. Like, that's all it is, bro. Do you think this guy is, like, sitting at home thinking, like, yeah, I hate women, bro. I'm gonna go ask people questions. I'm gonna go ask women questions because I hate them so much. Like, what? That doesn't make any sense. And just so you know, you can do the same thing with men. Like, if you go up to a group of men in a certain area and you ask them questions about men that'll make them look stupid, yeah, they'll look stupid, bro. I'm not gonna call the people who ask men questions that they can't answer, like, incels against men or something. Like, that's so dumb.
Putting women in their place, and just generally putting women down. Now, if you're someone who watches and enjoys the It's Complicated channel, I'm not here calling you an incel.
I mean, yeah, but you did say people who consume it are being affected by a channel who's fostering negative ideas against women. Like, that makes no sense, bro. So, like, you're saying, you know, people are incels, but they're not? Like, what are you saying, bro?
I'm not saying that you hate women. You might, but watching this channel alone doesn't necessarily mean that you do.
Yeah, no shit, bro.
But if I've got you here, I do want to take this opportunity to talk about why we, as men and boys, might want to view this media with a more critical eye, especially as it pertains to the narratives that we draw from what we are seeing. Narratives about the nature of women, modern females, and other stuff like that.
Okay, so this is, I guess, a little bit good because he's being somewhat insightful. Yeah, you should always think about stuff that you see with a critical lens. Like, I'm obviously very pro-critical thinking, but is he, like, he's saying, oh yeah, dude, I'm so pro-critical thinking, but then makes a 3-word title, Incel Street Interviews. That's not looking at this whole thing very critically. You seem to have summed it up and put it in a very small box.
Because as much as it may feel like this channel is challenging the status quo for you by asking the difficult questions, in many ways it's actually just pushing its own version of the status quo. The one where we take street interview clips and from them surmise that women ought to be seen and understood as liars.
Like, who is saying that, bro? Only you are saying that. Like, okay, yeah, sure, there's probably 1, 2, maybe 3 people who actually will watch one of these videos and think, oh my god, women are awful. But those people are just retarded. Like, they're just not even worth dealing with. The majority, and I mean strong majority of people who watch this sort of stuff, like me and my audience, we don't, like, hate women. Like, what are you talking about?
Let's see how the manosphere is reacting to this content.
They belong to the streets, and do not wife them. Obviously, they're unwifeable if this is what they think. Look at her. Look at her. Every time. They are demons sucking you dry in a bad way. Not the good way, not down here. Your soul. Listen if you don't believe me.
Actually, I know I'm a prize.
No, you're not. Why are you a prize? You just know it because they're brainwashing you. They're empowering you too much. You got nothing going on. You worship Kim Kardashian. You're on Instagram all.
Wait, hold on. So this guy Noah is saying basically that these videos will lead to people thinking that all women are liars, and then his little evidence for supporting that claim is a clip of Sneeko, obviously like being dramatic for the camera and saying that this woman is not a prize and calling her out for being full of herself in this interview. Like, what are you talking about? That's such a reach in logic. That's like a stretch, bro. You're not Mr. Fantastic. So stop with all the stretching, bro.
You have a vapid personality and you're an astrology hoe. There's nothing interesting about you, I guarantee. You don't believe me? Come on the stream and try to charm me.
How can men and women ever be equal if pussy costs more money than dick?
I don't care. Give me more money for my pussy, whore. I gotta buy your pussy.
Oh, look at him, dude. He's doing the yikes face, dude, because that's such a yikes, bro.
But you want equal pay?
Does anybody need therapy? Seriously, do you need to talk to someone?
No, I don't actually. I'm good. I mean, you can go to the gym and it'll make you feel better. I don't know if, like, what is he about to transition the video into, like, a therapy sponsorship? Is this guy sponsored by, like, Big Pharma on the antidepressants wave? Like, what's he about to do here?
Because today's video is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Okay. Okay, I'm getting too good at this. Let's skip ahead.
Victim or the prize, rules of modern dating and understanding women. This is the video we'll be going over today in detail. Yes, it is a longer clip, but I think it's indicative of a few different ways that these interviews typically go. Pay attention and see if you can notice anything unique about the way this is conducted.
When it comes to dating and relationships, who is typically seen as the prize, the man or the woman?
The woman.
Ooh, the woman for sure.
The woman.
The woman.
The woman.
So if the woman is the prize, what would that make the man?
The wallet.
Yeah.
Bro, by the way, like, Noah is trying to say that, oh yeah, watching these interviews will make you hate women. It's like, bro, these women are on here saying stuff like, oh yeah, men are wallets. Like, you can hate a person who says that, bro. That's not a ridiculous thing to hate.
Doesn't that place the man at a lower value and status to the woman?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Don't women typically want to date a man on her level or higher?
Like, this guy wants to hate on this channel who's asking the questions, but not the women who are responding to them, saying some of the craziest shit I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Yes.
So don't women typically want to date a man who's a prize and not a loser?
No, I like to be better.
So if a woman declares herself the prize, isn't that relationship destined to fail?
No.
Okay, so firstly, this guy's an NPC.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
And by that I mean he's just using a dialogue tree. He has a list of questions that he's asking, and he rarely ever deviates from the list.
That's called doing an interview. Like, what? When you have somebody that you're interviewing, you have a list of questions that you go through because you know these are good questions to ask that get good answers. And by good answers, in this case, we mean answers that kind of make people look dumb because they're speaking their true mind.
Regardless of the way people answer the questions, which makes for kind of a grating viewing experience. But secondly, and more importantly, if we break down the questions individually, we can see a little narrative start to form. Let's go back through these real quick. So he asked,
When it comes to dating and relationships, who is typically seen as the prize, the man or the woman? If the woman is the prize, what would that make the man? Doesn't that place the man at a lower value and status to the woman? Don't women typically want to date a man on her level or higher? Don't women typically want to date a man who's a prize and not a loser? So if a woman declares herself the prize, isn't that relationship destined to fail?
now if your head is spinning right now, that's because it's supposed to be.
My head is not spinning. These are basic questions, and these women give kind of crazy answers sometimes. Sometimes they don't, and the ones that don't make the cut because they're not as entertaining to watch. I don't know what to tell you, bro.
How we view relationships, to the conclusion that basically in order for relationships to work, women need to stop declaring themselves the prize or humble themselves. He is biologicking his way into making sure that women understand that they're not as good as they think they are.
No, dude, that's not what he's doing. These people are doing that, bro. Did you not hear that girl earlier who was like, yeah, I'm the prize, the men are the wallet? Yeah, she needs to be humbled. What? Like, like, how are you going to defend that? I don't know. Let's move on to the next video. This one's stupid.